Yo, well, while I'm sitting in traffic, I've been putting this off for a long time. I don't really like to talk about my personal life so much, especially whenever it comes to addiction and what that leads to, especially drugs and alcohol. And being in New York City, I mean, shit, it's party central. There's not a whole lot else to do, except for work and party. And it can become extremely destructive. I used to be a very disciplined person. And after my overdose, I spent like 3 years sober. And I have to say, it was hard, but it's like the best 3 years of my life. My memory became better. Everything seemed more clear. I was more focused. Back in like January or a little bit before last year, started drinking a little bit of wine again, and I thought I could handle it. And I could for the most part, but whenever I got back to New York, the winter can be very depressing, and don't really have anything else to do. So my friends, they like to go out, they like to party, they like to drink, they like to get fucked up, and I like to use the excuse of me having social anxiety and not being able to socialize with people and be comfortable in social settings without being inebriated or high on some level. But I'm realizing that's just I want to be a man. I want to be a real man, and I don't want to be somebody that has to hide behind inebriation to be who I really am. So something happened about a week ago, and I'd been on a downward spiral since last year, whenever this all started again. And you'd think that after almost dying from an overdose, you'd say, okay, I've had enough, I'm not going to do this again. But man, that shit grabs you, and you just you get lost in the moment, and it's a good way to numb the pain, whether it's emotional or physical. And kind of came to a head about a week ago, and I realized that I was developing behavioral problems that weren't me. It's not who I am. It's not who I want to be. And I know that a lot of people out there, you probably feel the same way. It's just a mask, and we put on this mask so we can be somebody else. And trust me, I know. I'm an actor. I'm a performer. I enjoy, being somebody else and playing a different character. But man, in real life, you can't do that shit. You gotta suck it up, and I hate to say it, but just grab life by the fucking horns. Grab the bull by the horns, and just be real. Don't be another one of these fake motherfuckers out of here that's just saying a bunch of shit and it's empty. I pride myself by being a person of my word. If I say that I'm gonna do something, I do it, and that's very old school, but I like that, and I think that's part of being a man. And I'm not trying to be like sexist in any way, and I respect women for everything that they are, but right now I'm speaking to the men out there. And I think that the women that are listening could get something out of it too. I'm not saying to suck it up, I'm saying that I finally realized that it's okay to get help if you're not in the right state of mind and you start developing these problems that's affecting your life and your relationships and the things that mean something to you, things that are important to you, because otherwise, in the midst of it, you start to see, if you're not paying attention, everything around you starts to fall apart. And I'll tell you one thing, I've worked way too damn hard and I've come way too far to let everything I love and everything around me to fall apart. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm gonna get help, and I've never wanted to get help because I thought that I was always strong enough to deal with it on my own. And I know a lot of other people feel that way, that you can handle it by yourself, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to your family, but you're not necessarily going to get the tools that you need to be able to overcome some of these bigger problems that you have. And I always thought that was just a bunch of psychobabble and nonsense, and I'll be the first one to say that I admit that I'm wrong. And I want you guys to be supportive of each other. I'm creating a support network around me, because I don't want to be the kind of person that I used to be, and I see that it's like a roller coaster. I've been one person that's extremely destructive and self-destructive, and then I've been this other person that's inside of me that I want to be, that's extremely disciplined, and developing coping skills to be able to overcome those moments where you feel like the world is just weighing down on you, not to reach for a quick fix, to mask the problem. So let's stay clear and let's stay real and let's be real to each other. Don't be fake. Love you guys.